who later today will actually be nuzzling up to and playing golf with the likes of Michael Jordan of basketball legendary fame, is Ron Jaworski, whom everybody has almost forgotten, and is he still working?
Hi, Ron.
What is he?
He's running 1 million clubs around town. That's what.
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah.
And Bruce Awesome Benson. Today's another one, another biggie out at the Eagle's Nest. What's this one all about, Vince?
Well, this one's Ron Jaworski DSI Trucking Open and
DSI Trucking Open.
This guy Danny Jackson, a friend of Ronnie, who owns DSI Trucking, picks up and underwrites the entire tournament. So all the monies that come in, and people are paying $250 a pop to play with the celebrities, along with Carmichael, Montgomery, a whole bunch of Eagles and whatever. Randall Cunningham. He underwrites this whole thing, so all the monies that come in will go right to the charity.
Oh, I see. Really. Oh, I'm sorry.
And is that for cerebral palsy, I think?
Okay.
Yes, it's going to stay local.
That's really worth mentioning.
It sure is.
What else do you have?
Well, I was the Phillies. We mentioned that.
Yeah.
Well, they had a homecoming last night anyway, and the Cubs' Jamie Moyer was having a homecoming, too. The hometown team lost. It was 7-2. The Cubs winning. The homeboy, though, he got his 4th win of the year. It was a 4-hitter. His team won their 5th game in a row. Moyer is from Satterton High in St. Joe's. He got off to a shaky start in the first inning. Gave the Phils a 2-0 lead thanks to a Mike Schmidt RBI and a Lance Parrish home run. That was his 11th. But then Moyer settled in, retired 20 of his next 21 batters he faced, and his mates, meanwhile, broke a 2-2 tie in the 5th inning, and they scored 4 runs and cruised to the win. So tonight they'll try it again at the Vet for the second game of this 3-game series. David Palmer for the Phillies. And history will be made August 8th when the Phillies will be part of the first night game ever played at Wrigley Field. Phillies and Cards at night at Wrigley, August 8th. They have not announced the starters yet. There was a full schedule in the National League. Expos beating the Cardinals 3-2. The Pirates 8-5 over the Mets. Reds beating the Astros 2-1. Dodgers 7-3 over the Braves, and Padres beating the Giants 2-1. Quickly in the American League, Red Sox 14, the Indians 7. It was Toronto over the Orioles 5-2. The Yankees losing in 10 to the Tigers 2-1. California 6, Minnesota 5, Chicago 5, Kansas City 3, Oakland 5, the Brewers 4, and it was the Rangers 4-3 over the Mariners. I've got a little golf in my mind, as you know. We just talked about that. There was golfing yesterday at Brooklawn. No, that's Brookline. I don't know why I say that.
Come on, Vince.
What are you doing over here?
They played 18 for the Open title after Curtis Strange, the Virginian, and Nick Faldo, the Briton, were tied after a regulation 72 holes Sunday in the U.S. Open.
I think you're Strange.
Well, Strange beat the heat, the winds, and the pressure, and took his first major title shooting a par 71. And the NBA final games tonight at the Fabulous Forum. The word's out that the Pistons' Isaiah Thomas might be out with a sprained ankle. I wouldn't count on it, but we'll find out around midnight who's going to sip the champagne. Now, Ken, I know we were just talking. You walk about 5 miles a day.
Yeah, 4 or 5 miles.
And Elaine is really into working out, right?
She's heavily into it, yes.
And Art is doing his walking.
That's right.
Are you?
That's great.
Oh, good for you.
Yep.
If you're crazy enough to go out there and really do a strenuous workout in today's heat, I just got one tip, and that's to drink plenty of fluids before, during, and after your workout.
Oh, thank you, Father.
Don't be tricked by thinking you can lose 5 or 6 or 7 pounds just by working out in the heat. It's all water.
Yeah, you replace it almost immediately.
Right. Get it right back in. If you've lost 1 or 2, you've ingested enough fluid, so make sure you're careful.
Hey, thank you. This is very
nice.
Very useful. I've never heard a sportsman on a program like this dispense fitness information.
How about fitness with Vince?
Well, I'm telling you, we're going to have a video out by the end of the week. We'll be offering it at convenient locations everywhere. Meantime, I'm going to be out on the corner selling salt later today for people that are crazy like me and insist on doing their 4 or 5 miles. What a day.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we could say. Mostly sunny, hot today and tomorrow. Highs both days about 95 degrees. Clear tonight with a low 75. Humidity right now is 93%. Hazy 74 degrees at 10 after 7.
For Ken Garland, Elaine Sansini, Walt McDonald, Vince Papale, Jim Wilson, and the entire early morning team, I'm Art Andrews, 950 WPEN News.
Here comes Steve Lawrence to shove us all aside here. Tuesday morning at 10 minutes past 7 o'clock, and good morning from us all, and welcome.
I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart, you're really a part of me. I've got you under my skin. I tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair never will go so well. But why should I resist when, baby, I know so well I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop. Before I begin, I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop. Before I begin, I've got you. I've got you. I've got you. I've got you. Yes, I've got you under my skin.
Steve Lawrence sings Cole Porter and All's Right with Our World. If you can manage to stay reasonably comfortable, dry, and cool on this first full day of summer. It's Tuesday the 21st at the Station of the Stars, and good morning again. 12 minutes past 7 on WPEN.
Here's Dr. J with a special offer from Jiffy Lube.
Do you know what hurts the interior of your car the most? It's the summer sun. Constant exposure can ruin your car's interior, making your dashboard and seats warp and crack. Now Jiffy Lube has a way to help you save your car's interior. If you come to Jiffy Lube now for their 10-minute 14-point oil, lube, and fluid service, you'll receive a windshield shade absolutely free. This shade fits on the inside of your windshield and protects your car's interior from the summer sun. And when you come to Jiffy Lube for their 14-point service, you're protecting your engine and helping it to last longer. So come to Jiffy Lube today. With their 14-point service, you'll get your free windshield shade. Now you know why we say, thanks to Jiffy Lube, you've got it made in the shade.
Want to protect your car? Jiffy Lube is the answer.
Come into Jiffy Lube for your free windshield shade by June 26th. Now, this offer is good while supplies last. It is not good with any other offer. 7:14 from WPEN. Walt, how's about a hot Sunoco traffic update?
Ken, two vehicles have been involved in a crash. One of the vehicles, the van, has flipped over as the side on the New Jersey Turnpike, northbound, right at exit number 4 on-ramp. Walworth Bridge is slow almost the entire length coming into Philadelphia. 95 southbound is generally very, very slow between the Betsy Ross Bridge, Allegheny, and Girard. Schuylkill Expressway still bumper-to-bumper driving approaching Montgomery Drive all the way down to 30th Street Station. On 950 WPEN for Shadow Traffic, Walt McDonald with the Sunoco traffic update.
Get the Phillies feeling. See it, hear it, feel it.
Business Person Special, Wednesday, June 22nd at 12:35.
Live it at the vet, feel it.
Here are 3 surefire can't-miss excuses designed to help you get that midweek daytime baseball break. Now mark your calendar. Business Person Special, Wednesday, June 22nd, Phillies and Cubs at 12:35. Now, here are your excuses. I have a lunch appointment at the vet. Or, let's have that staff meeting someplace different on the 22nd, someplace big like the vet. Or, gee, I've got a doctor's appointment at the vet. It's an emergency. Business Person Special. No appointment necessary, but tickets are. So call the Phillies at 463-1000 to be quoted the best seats available. Wednesday, June 22nd, Phils and Cubs at 12:35.
Get the Phillies feeling. Got it, get it, at the vet.
It's 7:15. It's 74 degrees. The expected high today, 95. And no real significant break in this weather is expected until the end of the week when a cold wave comes our way so that it might cool off and dry out for the weekend. And in the meantime, it continues very warm and humid throughout this period. And that's the word on that. I have and I'm sorry to say, it's a belated 46th wedding anniversary announcement. This is due to the fact that the letter, I checked the the postmark. It was mailed on the 17th from Sharon Hill. There's no way in the world you can mail a letter nowadays on the 17th of the month in Sharon Hill and expect it to arrive in Ballackinwood by the 20th. I mean, that was a long time ago, but not nowadays. Anyway, and the postal people are doing the best they can. The 46th wedding anniversary of Walker and Madeline Miller occurred yesterday, and had they been listening, but they probably were, between 7 and 7:30, they would have heard what we're doing right now. From the family of the Millers, congratulations and our very best wishes. We hope yesterday was a very special day for them, and we hope that the years to come will be special and filled with health and love and happiness. Congratulations to the Millers, Walker and Madeline of Sharon Hill. Here's a fairly recent, beautiful love song for them from WPEN.
Precious and few are the moments we two can share. Quiet and blue like the sky hung over you. And if I can't find my way back home, it just wouldn't be fair. Precious and few are the moments we two can share. Baby, it's you on my mind. Your love is so rare. Being with you is a feeling I just can't compare. And if I can't hold you in my arms, it just wouldn't be fair. 'Cause precious and few are the moments we two can share. If I can't find my way back home, it just wouldn't be fair. 'Cause precious and few are the moments we two can share. Precious and few are the moments we two can share. Quiet and blue like the sky hung over you. And if I can't find my way back home, it just wouldn't be fair. 'Cause precious and few are the moments we two can share.
Not a beautiful idea for a song. Precious and few are the moments we two share, and that's by a group called Climax. And it's 20 minutes past 7 o'clock, 7:20 from 950 WPEN. It's summertime, and appropriately, here's the biggest lawn boy clearance of the year at S&H Hardware and Red Lion Hardware, now until the 30th of June. Every lawn boy make and model has to go. You can purchase a famous lawn boy mower at basic cost. Now, here are two examples of these rock-bottom prices. A 21-inch commercial lawn boy, model 6461, lists as $500. It's now just $375. Lawn boy's top-of-the-line 19-inch push mower, model 5254, lists for $360. It is sale priced at just $291. S&H and Red Lion Hardware must clear their inventory. No matter which lawn boy you choose, it will be assembled, it'll be serviced, it'll be delivered with a full 2-year warranty. Super prices and super service. As authorized lawn boy service stations, S&H and Red Lion Hardware handle all warranty service in 3 days or less. Save on easy lawn care now at this Lawn Boy clearance sale. Trimmers and attachments, they're also available. S&H Hardware, 6700 Castor Avenue, and Red Lion Hardware, Red Lion and Varee Roads. They're open late Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Sundays, 9:30 to 2.
Ever think of Business Land as a business school? Well, you should. With over 500 networking seminars nationwide through July, they can offer you a solid education. From Networking 101 to advanced connectivity. As an industry leader, Businessland can give you perspectives you can't get reading books and articles. And tuition is as low as $25, so there's no student loans to pay off. Businessland, a different kind of computer company.
Find out about Businessland connectivity seminars. Call 1-800-328-8383 for locations.
As promised yesterday, Andy Hopkins in the 10 o'clock hour launched the new Name That Song game, so another $95 is at stake. And another race for the money is underway. A number of people got a chance to guess at this. Nobody got it correctly. Here is the clue. It'll give you something to think about for a while until we launch the game. We get the game going for today in just a while. The clue is not a lot of help. All right. Okay, here it is again. And now it's up to you to just bide your time until we tell you that we're going to play the game called Name That Song on 950 WPEN, 22 minutes past 7 o'clock. And with the advent of summer 1988, we're looking back a full season for this beautiful perennial, a song from Carly Simon.
Once there was a thing called spring, when the world was writing verses like yours and mine. All the boys and girls would sing as we sat at little tables and drank May wine. Now April, May, and June seem sadly out of tune. Life has stuck a pin in the balloon. Spring is here. Why doesn't my heart go dancing? Spring is here. Why isn't the waltz entrancing? No desire, no ambition leads me. Maybe it's because nobody needs me. Spring is here. Why doesn't the breeze delight me? Stars appear. Why doesn't the night invite me? Maybe it's because nobody loves me. Spring is here. Spring is here. Spring is here.
I have never, personally, I've never thought of that as a particularly sad song, Spring is Here by Rodgers at Heart, until Carly Simon's version of it. Boy, is that sad. Let's get off that. 725, 950 WPEN. Ken Garland passing it off to Walt McDonald for a Sunoco traffic update. Walter.
Main break here in Gloucester City, New Jersey. Ken, on southbound Route 130, approaching the ramp for Route 42. Only left-hand lane is getting by. We do have a minimal backup there. Over the right whip and slow in the middle of the bridge west into Philadelphia. And the 42 freeway is backed up quite heavily northbound, approaching the ramp area at Creek Road in Belmar. On 950 WPEN for shadow traffic. Walt McDonald with a Sunoco traffic update.
Thank you, Walt. Summertime it is. To a lot of people, it means a trip in the car to that favorite vacation spot. But, howsomever, if you feel a pull to one side or even a lurching motion, get your car's front end looked at by a pro. Head for Mickey's Wheel Alignment at 63rd and Girard. For going on 50 winters and springtimes now, Mickey has been there for you and your pothole-plagued car. So you want an alignment specialist with plenty of experience? Visit Mickey's at 63rd and Girard in Philadelphia. Modern equipment, the latest technology, trained professionals. You should demand excellence. Mickey's customers, that is, deserve no less and get no less than that. Mickey's wheel alignment, all-around experts, especially at that tricky category, extra attention work. You know, four-wheel alignment, frame straightening, front and rear alignment, and the like. By the way, a lot of area car dealers send Mickey their alignment work. And you got to have a really good reputation for that to take place. Call 472-1125 for an appointment with Mickey's. Girard at 63rd, 472-1125.
Boy, it must be stacked up for miles.
Yep, heard they're even stacked up over the airport.
What's going on?
Well, that huge sale over at Sears. Over 500 models on sale. Every Kenmore home appliance, America's best sellers. Washers, dryers, microwaves, refrigerators, all electronics, even name brands. VCRs, TVs, stereos.
I get the idea.
It's starting to move.
Great. Another few feet, I'll be out of my driveway.
Hope so. You've got to get to Sears soon.
There's more for your life.
Sale ends Wednesday.
At Sears.
727 from WPEN. Joe Niagara came storming back yesterday, sounding really rested. Why not? After a couple of weeks off. And announced the first 4 winners of Phillies tickets. He'll be doing this throughout the week, and then there'll be the grand prize, the Superbox drawing on Friday. The people who won initially, Horace J. Neff of Westchester. Congratulations, Mr. Neff, and Marion Thomas of Ridley Park, and Frank Banks, that's Fred Banks of Philadelphia, and Norman Bradis of Edgewater Park, New Jersey, the initial winners in the Joe Niagara Phillies contest, with more to come in the late afternoon with Joe between 3 and 7 on WPEN.
I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter and make believe it came from you. I'm gonna write words so sweet, they're gonna knock me off of my feet. A lot of kisses on the bottom, I'll be glad I got 'em. I'm gonna smile and say, I hope you're feeling better. I'll close with love the way you do. I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter. And I'm gonna make believe it came from you. Oh yeah. I'm gonna write words so sweet, they're gonna knock me off of my feet. A lot of kisses on the bottom, I'll be glad I got 'em. Oh yeah. I'm gonna sit right down and write myself a letter. And I'm gonna make believe it came from you. Oh yeah, gonna make believe it came from you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Billy Williams, and it's news time at 7:30 on 950 WPEN.
And you can expect sunny skies as Temple University adopts the Duckery Elementary School. A high today of 95. Right now, hazy sunshine, 75 degrees. And this edition of the WPEN Early Morning News is brought to you by Avellino's, the tire store. For automobile service that's done right, or it's done for free. The dry weather is causing problems. We'll give you the story after a Sunoco traffic update. And here's Walt McDonald. Walt.
Well, this is one thing that Gloucester City, New Jersey didn't need. There's a water main break with only one lane getting by on southbound Route 130, just south of the intersection of Nicholson Road, just prior to the on-ramp at Route 42. Left lane getting by. Nearby on the freeway, stacked up, approaching Creekwood and Belmar. The road woman is slow going into Philadelphia. We had an accident earlier on the New Jersey Turnpike, right at the on-ramp at exit number 4, which is off of Route 73. 95 in Philadelphia, generally slow. and Girard. For Shadow Traffic, Walt McDonald with the Sunoco traffic update.
And because of the dry conditions, the Philadelphia Suburban Water Company is asking its Chester County customers to cut back on the use of water. And that means don't water the lawn or wash the car.
The curtailing of these non-essential uses of water have started and will remain in effect, and they are in effect all day.
Suburban Water Company spokesman Tim Lloyd telling WPEN's morning team the restrictions affect West and East Bradford townships, Birmingham, East Goshen, West Town, West Whiteland, and Pocopson townships as well.
And America's midsection continues to be hit the hardest by this drought, and little relief is in sight. Channels are closed again today in the Mississippi River because of low water levels.
In other news, the murder trial of Gary Heidnik continues today in Philadelphia's Common Pleas Court. Heidnik is charged with kidnapping and beating 6 women and the murders of 2 of them. WPEN's Jim Wilson was in court for the first day of testimony.
The first witness was Jeanette Perkins, the mother of one of the victims, Sandra Lindsay. Perkins testified she last saw her daughter the Saturday after Thanksgiving, 1986. Perkins says she reported her daughter missing to police the following Monday. She went back repeatedly to Gary Heidnik's house when she heard her daughter might have gone there.
I went to his house, knocked on his door, and I kept driving through the neighborhood at night.
Perkins says her daughter was an easy victim because she was very friendly and slightly retarded. Jim Wilson, WPEN News.
A preliminary hearing set today in Middletown Township, Delaware County for media solicitor Paul Patchell. Patchell's charged with vehicular homicide, involuntary manslaughter, and leaving the scene of an accident. The hearing is in connection with the hit-run deaths of 2 North Carolina women near the Granite Run Mall.
The murder trial of Nicodemo Scarfo and 7 other reputed mob figures is on hold until September 13th because attorneys in the Philadelphia case aren't available until then. All defendants are accused of killing alleged South Philadelphia mobster Frank Flowers.
WPEN early morning news time is 7:33. The New Jersey Senate has approved and sent to the Assembly an auto insurance reform bill. The measure would lower car insurance in the Garden State by as much as $300. Its fate is listed as uncertain in the Assembly.
The Pennsylvania Senate Republicans have approved an $11 billion budget, but Governor Casey doesn't like it because it contains tax cuts.
I think that the Senate Democrats ought to oppose the Senate Republican budget in its present form because it's out of balance. It doesn't comport with the Constitution. It exceeds the official revenue estimate that's been given. And it proposes a tax cut to business by taking money from our schools, from our environment, and from our jobs programs.
The state has only 10 days to work out a spending plan everybody can agree on.
And in other news this morning, most businesses and schools in Haiti are closed today after the military coup in that country. Deposed President Leslie Managat is expected to seek asylum in Venezuela today. We'll take a look at sports with Vince Papale and a hot day next. WPEN Early Morning News Time, 7:34.
At Avelinos, we don't just do tune-ups or brakes or alignments or state inspections and suspensions. We service your car from the tires up. And we guarantee that all the work we do is done right or it's done for free.
Don't wait until your air conditioner breaks down in hot, sticky weather. Avelinos will pressure and leak test your air conditioning system, check your belts and hoses, and add up to 1 pound of refrigerant right now for only $24.95. Avelinos trained mechanics can service your brakes, do alignments, tune-ups, and state inspections to help get your car through a trouble-free summer.
At Avelinos, you never need an appointment. Just bring in your car right now. We'll look at it right away and tell you what's wrong and how it got that way. We'll give you a written estimate, and then we'll fix your car. Avelinos. No appointment necessary, and service that's done right or it's done for free.
WPEN Early Morning News Time. Welcome to the Tuesday edition. It's 7:35, 25 minutes before 8 o'clock. We take you now to the Poetry Corner. Let me see here. For those of you who want to know the top of the sports, we have a fella who really is good at reports. And so all of us will now rally to this one with Vince Papale. That was right off the top of the head. Can you believe that? No rehearsal, no nothing. Really sounded it, huh?
No, it was good. It was real good. We give you what do we give him? Maybe on
a scale of what?
1 to 10.
1 to 10?
Give him a 7.
Okay.
7.
Thank you. I'm lucky to get off alive.
You better believe it.
Well, 7 was the lucky number or the unlucky number for the Phillies last night. Get it right, Vince. because they lost to the Cubs 7-2. The Phillies jumped out on them early. It looked like home was a perfect cure-all for that weekend waxing they got by the Mets. The Phillies spotted Bruce Ruffin a couple-run lead in the first inning. That held until the fourth inning when the Cubs tied it. But a 4-run Cub fifth inning put the Phillies away. Again, the score was 7-2. Meanwhile, the Cubs left-hander Jamie Moyer from Satterton High in St. Joe's was retiring 20 of 21 batters, and Chicago extended their winning streak to 5 games. The first night baseball game in the history of Wrigley Field will be August 8th, and the Phillies will be part of it. They'll be Chicago's opponent. And listen to this. They've asked President Reagan to throw out the first ball, and they've also asked him to do an inning of play-by-play. And they want Frank Sinatra to do the national anthem. That ought to be nice. And in other games around the National League, here we have Pittsburgh beating the Mets 8-5. Montreal over the Cardinals 3-2. The Reds beating the Astros 2-1. Dodgers over the Braves 7-3. And Padres beating San Francisco 2-1. And in the American League, Boston over Cleveland 14-7. The Blue Jays beating the Orioles 5-2. In 10 innings, Detroit beat the Yankees 2-1. California 6, Minnesota 5, Chicago 5, Kansas City 3. It was Oakland over Milwaukee 5-4. And Texas beat the Mariners 4-3. I should mention also that the Phils and Cubs will do it again tonight at the Vet. David Palmer on the mound for the Phillies. They finally got a winner at Brookline, the Open. It's the Virginian, Curtis Strange. And it was the Briton he went against. They went head-to-head for 18 holes looking for a major title and $100,000. But Strange beat the heat, the wind, and the unbelievable pressure by winning the playoff by 4 strokes, and he won his first major title. Shooting a par 71. Faldo, though, he collapsed at the end. He bogeyed 4 of the last 6 holes. Tonight, finally, after how many Brent Musburgers of courses in about 8 months, they're finally going to crown an NBA champion at the LA Forum. It's a winner-take-all for the Lakers and Pistons. Now, the Lakers are favorites to repeat as champions, but don't count out the confident Pistons right yet. They're saying, though, that the Pistons leader, Isaiah Thomas, may miss the game because of a sprained ankle he suffered in quarter 3 of Game 6. That's when he scored a record 25 points. He didn't practice yesterday. He's been listed as doubtful, but I wouldn't count him out. And finally, some good news here. The condition of race car driver Bobby Allison has improved up in the Pocono area. He's now semi-conscious, responding to verbal commands, and his condition has been listed as critical but stable. So that's good news for Bobby Allison and his family.
Okay. Listen, Art Andrews, who's our old television maven, probably remembers when Curtis Strange wasn't the Virginian. It was James Drury. Anybody remember that name?
That's right.
Huh? Remember that? Huh?
Absolutely.
That takes you back, doesn't it, Beaver?
Yes, it does. Wally.
Let me give you this weather poem.
Yes.
Mostly sunny and hot today. Those high temperatures won't go away. 95 today and tomorrow. You'll need to take an extra shower. Low tonight, 75. Man, oh man, oh man alive. Humidity right now is 90%. We've got hazy sunshine, 75 degrees at 21 before 8. 7:39.
I could even do the close in a little bit of a rhyme.
Go ahead, let's hear it.
Okay, let's go fishing for a marlin, Ken Garland, and serve it with linguine, Elaine Sonsini, Walt McDonald, Vince Papali, Jim Wilson, none of whom can rhyme with anything, and the entire early morning team. I'm Art Andrews, 950 WPEN News.
It's got to be the heat, folks. Either that or he fell on his head this morning. 20 minutes before 8 at WPEN.
I hear those trumpets blow again, all aglow again, taking a chance on love. Here I slide again, about to take that ride again. Starry-eyed again, taking a chance on love. I thought that cards were a frame of, I never would try, but now I'm taking the game up, and the ace of hearts is high. Things are mending now. I see a rain
That's Henry Mancini giving a little bluesy feeling, a saloon song sound, if you will, to that tune with Johnny Mathis on the vocal. And it's 7:43, 17 minutes before 8 here on 950 WPEN in the verbal taking a chance department. That is exactly what you do if you insist on keeping your furs at home. Consider the investment you have in that fur coat or that fur jacket or even a cloth coat or a suede or a leather. And the fact that home air conditioning won't protect your garments from drying out from moths, heat, fire, or theft. But Zinman's humidity-controlled vaults will, no matter where you purchase that fur, that cloth coat, or that leather. Our pals at Zinman will treat it like their very own, and that means with professional, tender, loving care. And this service will cost you only $15 for the year. There are now 2 convenient locations where you can bring your storage. One is in the beautiful Marlton Crossing Shopping Center on Route 73 in Marlton, New Jersey, and the other one you've been familiar with for 50 or 60 years, and that's Admiral Wilson Boulevard in Camden. Now, another reason to visit Zinman, their biggest June sale is in progress with enormous savings because Zinman is closing for the entire month of July, and everybody there is going to get a well-deserved rest. In the meantime, if you really want to own a fur next winter, this is the time to visit Zinman and to buy. You'll find plenty to choose from. Over 300 sample furs from Zinman's 1989 collection and 450 furs on sale for under $1,000. And both Zinman locations are open 7 days a week and many evenings to serve you right through the end of June, and then they'll be closed for July. Elaine and I will be dropping by Zinman the middle of the afternoon on Thursday to personally welcome you. And now a welcome to Walt McDonald with a Sunoco traffic update. Walter? Oh, Walter. Hi, yes, Walter. Well, we have what we call a breaking up situation here at 7:45.
This is the heartbeat of Metropolitan Hospital Central, a respected teaching hospital in Center City, Philadelphia. It's a strong pulse, and you can feel it everywhere. In each laboratory, at each nursing station, in every patient's room. A great hospital like Metropolitan Central is alive, strong, and growing because the last thing they'll do is compromise in the delivery of health care. Nurses at Metropolitan work in an environment that values the care in health care, where quality and teamwork are paramount. Metropolitan Central sponsors its nurses' attendance at seminars and conferences to encourage career advancement. That's one benefit. Another is tuition payment in advance for your continuing education. But no benefit outweighs the satisfaction of a strong shared commitment to being the best. A nursing career at Metropolitan Hospital Central in Center City, Philadelphia. Call the manager of nurse recruitment, Gene Leggins, at 238-2170 for more information. That's 238-2170.
It's 14 minutes before 8 o'clock on WPEN, 75 degrees with hazy sunshine. The temperature will go up another 20 degrees to 95 this afternoon for another hazily sunny and hot day. In the cool of the evening, tomorrow night, WPEN's Wednesday night series at Penn's Landing gets underway. Tomorrow will be the first night of the series, and Bill Kimball will be there, acting as your host for the 950 WPEN Big Band of Walter J. And you're going to hear it all, and you're going to see it all if you join us for Dancing Under the Stars down by the riverside with WPEN. That's the first concert of the series that continues through the 24th of August. Join us. It's free. It's all for you. It's at Penn's Landing every Wednesday evening, beginning tomorrow night at 7:30. Listen, don't get hooked on this because this is just a few seconds of theme to introduce our man with a band all through the morning. And here is Ray Anthony on WPEN. That's a Billy May arrangement? All right, for the Ray Anthony Band. I don't know what there is about that song, but I'll bet you half a dozen times a year we'll pick up the phone and it'll be somebody asking. This has been going on for years. It must be one of the favorite music trivia questions. What is the second line of the lyric in that tune? And you'd be surprised the frequency with which people will call and ask, could I have the second line of that? It must show up in quizzes on television or something. It's, you're the cream in my coffee, you're the salt in my stew, you will always be my necessity, I'd be lost without you. And that's it. 10 minutes before 8 o'clock, 7:50 from 9:50 WPEN. Well, I was mentioning a little while ago, some of you may be following our Nutrisystem adventures. I had a check-in with dear Helen Murphy over at the Cherry Hill Nutrisystem Center, and oy vey, I fell off the wagon last week, did a number with some Maryland crabs and homemade ice cream down at my daughter's place outside Baltimore, and that was enough to do it. Didn't gain anything, but I didn't lose anything, but I didn't gain anything either. I think like a half a pound off last week. So we're holding at 14 pounds and going for maybe another 4, 5, 6. We'll see how it goes this week. It's so darned easy, the Nutrisystem program, that you don't even know you're on a diet. The word diet really shouldn't apply to this. It's a weight loss program that enables you to eat good, nutritious food in a vast variety, to love eating several times a day, not only main meals, but snacks in between, and desserts too, and lose weight. And your clothes get looser, and your body gets slimmer, and your head clears, and you achieve more energy to do things. It's just great. And the system helps you to lose weight for good. How about doing something about those extra pounds that are making you self-conscious and uncomfortable? Call a Nutrisystem Center today. There are 20 centers in Delaware Valley, including the newest in English Village on Route 309. Look in the white pages for Nutrisystem.
Thank you, lovely, really. That jingle may have some of you wondering just who precisely are these paint and paper people. Not the good folks you just heard singing, I assure you. They work for one of the airlines. Actually, rather, the Butin paint and paper people are real people, rather special, knowledgeable, friendly, a bit zealous, perhaps, and found in Butin stores, of which there are 30. Stores, not people. These good, if somewhat zealous, paint and paper people are there to advise you on all the many fine products Butin sells, from ladders to brushes. And the paint and paper people really know their stuff, as you Americans put it. Most particularly, they know the superb quality of Butin's own Gold Seal paint. As the slogan goes, if your walls could talk, they'd ask for Butin. But your walls can't, of course, so you'll have to do the talking yourself. And make certain it's to one or more of the paint and paper people found only in Butin stores, of which there is undoubtedly one near you.
The paint and paper people. Butin Gold Seal Super Hiding Flat is on sale this month. Here at WPEN, it's 75 degrees with hazy sunshine. The wind southwest at 9, the humidity 90%. The high today will be about 95, and the sun will blaze, and it'll be humid. Clear overnight with a low of about 75. Not an awful lot of help there. And tomorrow should pop up the same. Now, the advance word down the line, the end of the week, is a cold wave coming our way, and that's going to help it to be cooler and more dry. But for the moment, do the best you can. 7 minutes before 8.
Somebody loves you. It's no good unless he loves you. All the way. Happy to be near you when you need someone to cheer you. All the way. Taller than the tallest tree is. That's how it's got to feel. Deeper than the deep blue sea is. That's how deep it goes, if it's real. But if you let me love you, it's for sure I'm gonna love you. All the way. Through the good Arlene years, and for all the in-between years. Come what may,
where the road will lead us, only a fool would say. But if you let me love you, it's for sure I'm gonna love you all the way. All the way.
And that's Ray Price with the Sinatra song on WPEN. One of our more astute listeners, all of our listeners are astute, but a gentleman with astute tastes called and said, hey, as long as you're playing Ray Anthony this morning, how about the song that Anthony made with Frank Sinatra, The Melody of Love? And I said, boy, I haven't even heard a reference to that in the longest time, and if I had the slightest idea where that was, I would play it, but for the moment, we're kind of locked in here. 4 minutes before 8, here's Walt with a WPEN Sunoco update.
And thank you very much, sir. We are having some skip problems, so for once in a while, when the WEEI chopper comes on, he knocks us off once in a while.
Oh, yes.
That's what's happening right now because of the skip. Southbound 95 is generally jammed south of the Academy all the way down to the approach of Allegheny. Very, very slow conditions right now as you travel on the Schuylkill Expressway approaching Girard through 30th, and we have traffic bumper to bumper each way on Route 322, eastbound and westbound, approaching Cherry Tree Road in Upper Chichester. We'll remain break in Gloucester City, New Jersey. 130 south of one lane, the left-hand lane southbound 130 south of Nicholson Road. On 950 WPEN for shadow traffic, Walt McDonald with the Sunoco traffic update.
Thank you, Walt. So if along the way we get somebody telling us about downtown Boston traffic, you'll understand.
The following message is from Will's Eye Hospital.
It all happened so quickly. David came running into the house with his hands over his face.
Mom, my eye.
He'd been hit by a ball. There was no time to lose. I put him in the car and drove straight to Will's Eye Hospital at 9th and Walnut in Center City.
Am I going to be okay, Mom?
It didn't matter that it was 7:30 on a Saturday night. Their emergency room is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's staffed round the clock by specially trained eye doctors and nurses. They knew just what to do.
When can I play ball again, Doctor?
They said it was a good thing I brought him to Will's, though, because with eye injuries, seconds count, and so does experience. The doctors at Will's saved his eye, and he's back at bat. And doing great.
Will's Eye Hospital, 9th and Walnut, Philadelphia.
If you had a meter copier in your office, this is the sound you'd be used to hearing. You see, at Meter, we never stop working on copiers. So our copiers never seem to stop working. In fact, they're so reliable, What to Buy for Business chose 6 as best buys. So call 1-800-ABC-MITA and find out about copiers that'll be music to your ears. Meter, all we make are great copiers.
Tuesday morning, the 21st, a sultry, summery day in our tri-state Delaware Valley area, and the rest of our team will be here in 2 minutes at 8 o'clock to tell us all about it. On 950 WPEN, Tony Bennett and one of the brightest.
I call her Firefly, 'cause oh my, she radiates moon glow. Wants none of that noon glow. She starts to glitter when the sun goes down about 8 p.m. It's mayhem, she switches those brights up, lights up, and gives me a call. Take me to the Firefly's ball, but when I get her there, set her there, do I get to pet her there and grab me some glow? No, she's a gadabout, mad about, luring every lad about, while leaving me moaning low. Firefly, why can't I latch on to you? Know how, oh how I love you, but gee, while you set the night on, Firefly, shine a little light on me. But when I get her there, set her there, do I get the better there and grab me some glow? No, she's a gadabout,
answer you know how. Oh, how I love you, Bugsy. While you set the night on firefly. Shine a little light on, shine a little light on, shine a little light on me.
The station of the stars, WPEN, Philadelphia.
It's news time. It's 8 o'clock.
Another hot day. Temperatures to 95. Right now it is sunny, 75 degrees for the Celebrity Charity Golf Tournament in Pittman, New Jersey with WPEN's very own Vince Papale. Day 2 of the Gary Heidnik murder trial and local water restrictions. But first, Sunoco traffic, and here's Walt McDonald.
Backed up traffic on the inbound north-south freeway this morning. Drivers heading up toward Creek Road in Belmar. The slow conditions continue on the downside of the westbound WPEN Bridge. In Gloucester City, New Jersey, just a caution note that left lane is all that's getting by at the scene of a water main break on southbound Route 130 just south of Nicholson Road near the 42 freeway. Westbound PA Turnpike slow at Norristown. We have traffic backed up on 95 in Philadelphia, southbound just south of Academy. Bumper to bumper most of the way right down through Allegheny and Girard. And reduced in speed driving at the scene of an accident in Birmingham Township on 202 near Route 1. For Shadow Traffic, Walt McDonald with a Sunoco traffic update.
Today's day 2 of the Gary Heidnik House of Horrors murder trial in Philadelphia. WPEN's Jim Wilson was in the courtroom on the first day of testimony and heard from some of those who lived through the gruesome events in the basement of Heidnik's home, including testimony from an admitted prostitute.
Josephine Rivera told the jury she convinced Heidnik to allow her to go visit her family in March of last year. That's when she called police and told them Heidnik had killed 2 women and was holding others captive. Rivera says she gained Heidnik's confidence in part by recruiting one of the women, Agnes Adams, to come to his house a day before she called police. She says Adams, like herself, was a prostitute. Rivera says Heidnik, in addition to raping and torturing them, fed the women dog food and body parts. Rivera initially denied beating the other women, but later admitted beating and administering electric shock treatments to them because Heidnik ordered her to do it. Jim Wilson, WPEN News.
A preliminary hearing this morning for prominent media lawyer and borough chief Paul Patchell, charged in the hit-run deaths of 2 North Carolina women near media.
And then there's the probe of Pentagon workers implicated in the Pentagon fraud investigation. CNN's Candy Crawley says Attorney General Ed Meese is being asked about the alleged scandal and about his department's handling of it.
Attorney General Ed Meese took great exception to charges that his department could have uncovered the current Pentagon scandal much earlier if it had only followed up on leads from several sources.
Just since 1985, the Defense Procurement Fraud Unit has obtained some 43 indictments and criminal informations in significant cases, has obtained 35 convictions, and has recovered more than $32 million.
Congressman John Dingell and Senator Charles Grassley have been leading the critics' charge that the Justice Department is reluctant to step on corporate toes. Candy Crowley for CNN at the Department of Justice.
9:50 WPEN News Time, 8:03. The dry, hot weather continues, and the Philadelphia Suburban Water Company is asking for help from residents in parts of Chester County specifically.
West Bradford, East Bradford, Birmingham, East Goshen, West Goshen, West Town, West Whiteland, and Pocopson townships.
The water company's Tim Lloyd. That means no washing of cars, watering pavements, or watering lawns. This is strictly voluntary, and it's in effect 24 hours a day until further notice.
Across the country, the drought is devastating farmers and ranchers, and they're withering again today. Ranchers are now selling their cattle off prematurely because they can't feed them. Minnesota and Ohio agriculture departments are starting phone hotlines to help farmers find hay to feed their livestock.
On the medical scene this morning, Dennis Day is out of a Santa Monica, California hospital, but he remains in critical condition. The 71-year-old entertainer is being allowed to continue to receive treatment at home. He suffers from a recurrence of pressure on the brain, diagnosed as having the progressively degenerative nerve disorder we know as Lou Gehrig's disease. Sports with Vince Papale, and a hot day ahead. 9:50 WPEN early morning news time is 8:04.
Yeah.
I'm home and you're not again.
Oh, no.
Oh, honey, you said you'd bring home dinner.
I'm sorry. Look, just go ahead without me.
Go ahead with what? There's nothing in the kitchen. Oh, look, even the goldfish look hungry.
I'll make it up to you.
Well, diamonds would be nice.
I was thinking of a weekend away.
Oh.
Just the two of us.
This weekend?
Mhm.
Oh, I can't. Oh, honey, I have a meeting in the city. A drive to the shore would drive me crazy.
Then I'll just forget about the chilled champagne.
Champagne?
And breakfast in bed.
Breakfast in bed?
And cancel our lunch at an outdoor cafe.
Honey, are we going to Paris?
Close. The Four Seasons, Philadelphia.
Oh, you do that for me.
For us.
Have I told you lately that I love you?
I'll make reservations for this weekend at the Four Seasons, and you can tell me then.
Tell her you love her with a weekend at the Four Seasons Hotel, Philadelphia. Rates begin at $60 per person. For reservations, call 215-963-9520.
5 minutes past 8 o'clock from 950 WPEN, and our pal Vince is talking about a victory for a guy named Strange. And I guess it's not strange to hear that the Phillies are going in the other direction now.
What's weird, you thought they'd get back to their friendly confines of the vet, Ken, and break out of the mini-slump they started over the weekend with the Mets. They jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Things were looking great, but then the game was tied in the fourth inning by the Cubs. Bruce Ruffin lost the game. All fell apart for our guys, and the Cubs exploded for 4 more runs in the fifth inning, and they went on to win their fifth straight game, 7-2. A homecoming for the Cubs winning pitcher, Jamie Moyer. He's from Souderton High in St. Joe's, retiring 21 of the next 21 batters he faced after that shaky first inning when he gave up those 2 runs to the Phillies. So tonight the Phils try to do it again. They'll put David Palmer on the mound, 7:35 at the Vet. Now they haven't penciled in the starters for the Phils-Cubs game August 8th at Wrigley Field, but whoever pitches will be part of history. You see, they will have been the starting pitchers for the first night game ever at Wrigley Field. The game will be under the lights, Phils and Cubs, August 8th. Here's some other scores around the National League. The Expos beat the Cardinals 3-2, the Pirates 8, the Mets 5. The Reds over the Astros 2-1. It was the Dodgers beating the Braves 7-3, and the Padres 2, San Francisco Giants 1. In the American League, Red Sox clobbering the Indians 14-7. The Toronto Blue Jays over the Orioles 5-2. Tigers in 10 innings over the Yankees 2-1. California beat Minnesota 6-5. The White Sox slipped by Kansas City 5-3. It was the Athletics over the Brewers 5-4, and Texas beat the Mariners 4-3. Well, here's this thing about Strange. You see, in golf, pressure's lining up a 3-foot putt for birdie when your opponent is pressing a Nassau match, right? Well, real pressure's going a full 18 in the U.S. Open playoff. That's what they did yesterday for $100,000. 23,000 people were there at Brookline, millions on TV, and Curtis Strange and Nick Faldo went at it. 18 holes, the new Open champ, Curtis Strange, shot par. Faldo fell apart in the last 6 holes.
Kind of inspires you to go over to Ron's Eagle Nest today.
Thank God we're playing a scramble, so, it's a whole team thing. I'm not worried about falling apart. I'll let everybody else carry me, including my buddy Ken Sharp.
Okay.
We'll finally have an NBA champion crowned around midnight tonight, Ken. Game 7 of the NBA Finals at the Forum is set, as is the stage, winner take all. But one of the major stars may be missing. That's Pistons' Isaiah Thomas. He's hobbling around with a sprained ankle that occurred in Game 6 in the third period when he scored 25 record points. I wouldn't count him out right now. Now, if the Lakers win this game, they'll become the first team to repeat as champion since 1969 and will win their 5th title this decade. If the Pistons win, it'll be their first NBA title. Looking forward to golf at the Eagles Nest. I cannot wait. It's going to be great.
Okay. Hey, listen, will you do us something for Elaine and me? 2 of the great ladies of the Western world, 2 of our favorite people in the world you'll probably see today, Ron's wife, Liz, and his sister, Jerry Shaw. They are just the greatest. We just adore them, and please give them our very best.
Guaranteed.
I got something I want to throw in here, right in the 8 o'clock news, because I thought that you folks would get a kick out of this. It's a birthday, which we normally don't do within this section of the show, but you'll see why I'm doing this. There's a lady named Eileen Baylor who's celebrating her birthday today. In the early fall, she's going to be leaving us, moving to North Carolina to be near her son and her family. Now, her daughter wrote me the note here and says that I'm supposed to tell her on her birthday her gift from the family in Philadelphia is a month at the South Jersey Shore. Now, she doesn't know anything about this right up until this moment. This is the first she's hearing about this. Her family has rented a home for her for a month at the end of the summer as a surprise before she leaves and goes to North Carolina, and we're the ones that are conveying this news to her right now at this very moment as we wish her a happy birthday. She must be a great gal because her family obviously loves her so much.
Happy birthday, Eileen Baylor, and we really worked hard at getting this place for you. I mean,
yes,
Art,
we did.
Ken and I,
we were down there twice a week.
It was really incredible. Something getting the rates.
It's just a little shack in the backwater of Cape May, but we did the best we could.
Oh, have a wonderful month. My goodness.
Isn't that a great story?
What's the address? We'll visit you, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, we ought to be good for one weekend there.
We'll come there for breakfast. Maybe we'll do the show from there.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll tell you, if you are headed for the shore today, it's going to be a little bit cooler than it is here right in the immediate Delaware Valley. We've got a sunny and hot day again today and tomorrow with highs both days about 95. Clear tonight and a low of 75. Humidity is 90% right now. Hazy sunshine, 75 degrees at 10 after 8.
For Ken Garland, Elaine Sonsini, Vince Papali, Walt McDonald, Jim Wilson, Candy Crowley, and the entire early morning team. I'm Art Andrews, 950 WPEN News.
All right, don't forget what Father Vincent says now. Drink plenty of liquids and take your salt. And cut that 5-mile run down to 2.5 miles.
I guess I'll have to change my plan. I should have realized there'd be another man. I overlooked that point completely until the big affair began. Before I knew where I was at, I found myself upon the shelf, and that was that. I tried to reach the moon, but when I got there, all that I could get was the air. My feet are back upon the ground. I've lost the one girl I've found. I'll have to change my plan. I should have realized there'd be another man. Why did I buy those blue pajamas before that big affair began? My boiling point is much too low for me to try to be a fly Lothario. I think I'll crawl right back and into my shell. Personal hell, I'll have to change my plan around. I've lost the one girl I found. Yes, the one girl I
found. Sinatra, Nelson Riddle, 950 WPEN, 13 minutes past 8 o'clock. Vince Papali was astonished to find that I do my 4 or 5 miles even in this kind of weather. I really don't mind all that much, but you do have to be careful. And when Vince passes along a fitness tip, this is coming from a guy that worked in Dick Vermeil's camp a few years ago. It was nothing for Vermeil to go out with the guys, at 107 degrees and and work them like it was like midwinter. So Vince really knows when he says 13 minutes past 8 o'clock on WPEN.
This summer, if you'd like to go sailing,
Dancing,
golfing,
diving,
Climbing,
riding, water skiing,
camping, splashing,
hiking,
biking,
racing, or maybe you'd rather go
rafting,
relaxing,
boating,
fishing,
sunning, playing.
then we have the perfect vacation place for you. Just call 1-800-I-LOVE-NY for your free I Love New York vacation kit. Because it's all so close, it's never too late to plan a New York State vacation. So call 1-800-I-LOVE-NY for your free I Love New York vacation kit.
8:14 from 950 WPEN. Here's Walt with another Tuesday morning Sunoco update.
Okay, we have traffic backed up on westbound 70 in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Ken heading to Springdale, slowing on 73 at Fork Landing Road in Maple Shade, New Jersey. Still very, very slow conditions on the 42 freeway, generally sluggish north of Pine Run or approaching Pine Run up to Creek Road in Belmont. On Highway 95 in Philadelphia, it is generally jammed south of Academy all the way down to Keller Hill and up to and over a mile delay on northbound 95 exiting at the off-ramp at Woodhaven Road, and that delay was caused by tractor trailer on the shoulder. If you're traveling on the Schuylkill Expressway up to Valley Forge and King of Prussia, traffic is backed up for about 2 miles due to a crash on 202 southbound left-hand lane going toward Warner Road. It's in that very bad crosser. Everything around at 202 and the expressway very, very heavily congested. Also, we have slowing at the end of the West River Drive at the Art Museum. On 950 WPEN for shadow traffic, Walt McDonald with the Sunoco traffic update.
Radiology services at Brandywine Hospital and Trauma Center are picture perfect. And perfect pictures will improve your health. A new computerized scanning system at Brandywine Hospital helps doctors improve their diagnosis through clearer, sharper images of the body. Now they can see injuries or hidden ailments using radio waves that offer more sensitivity, especially in the areas of the head and spine. All of this without risky radiation or chemical dyes, and without long overnight hospital stays. The mobile MRI, or magnetic resonance imaging unit, is the most exciting new health technology available. And it is available at Brandywine Hospital in Chester County, Pennsylvania. Just 10 minutes from 130,000 people. The medicine of the 21st century is the medicine of today at Brandywine Hospital. For more information, call 383-8000. That's 383-8000.
16 minutes past 8 o'clock at WPEN. I hope we made it clear with all the fooling around that we're sending our very best wishes for the happiest and healthiest birthday ever to Mrs. Eileen Baylor. But wasn't that a great story? That her gift on her birthday is her family renting a month at the shore for her, renting a house at the shore that she can use for a month. And the first she heard of it, presumably it was supposed to be, was right here on WPEN. What a great surprise that must have been for her. And, of course, it was a great pleasure for us to be the ones that we like to deal with good news. So happy birthday to Mrs. Baylor. And on we go here at 17 past 8 on WPEN.
Take the ribbon from my hair, shake it loose and let it fall, laying soft against your skin, like the shadows on the wall. Come and lay down by my side till the early morning light. All I'm taking is your time. Help me make it through tonight. I don't care what's right or wrong. I won't try to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. Lord, tonight I need a friend. Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. And it's sad to be alone. Help me make it through tonight. And it's sad to be alone. Help me make it through tonight. I don't want to be alone. Help me make it through tonight.
That's Sammy Smith and Chris Christopherson's steamy country song from 950 WPEN. Steamy seems to be the operative word here for a few days. It's 19 minutes past 8 o'clock. We're trying to just minimize the references here and avoid dramatizing it. But it sure is hot and sticky, ain't it? Mostly sunny and hot today and tomorrow with a high temperature both days, 95 degrees, clear overnight with a low in the mid-70s. When it doesn't get lower than 75 overnight, you know you are in the midst of summer in Delaware Valley. Well, we're not really in the midst of it. We're just at the beginning of it. Sunshine for the shore and the Poconos today, where it will be a bit cooler. Our winds are southwest at 9. The humidity is 90%, and with hazy sunshine, it's 75 now.
There's a difference when you're flying with someone who's really trying, someone who shows how much they care.
Oh, the difficult decisions of paradise. Deciding where to catch the perfect sunrise. Deciding which dazzling beach looks best to relax on. Decisions. Why not start with an easy one? Fly Delta to paradise. Delta gives you flights to Hawaii and Bermuda, or let Delta take you to the Bahamas or San Juan. Once you've found your paradise, make all the decisions you want, or don't make any at all. Just ask your travel agent to book you on Delta, and then face all the pressures of paradise. The sun, the sea, the tropical breezes.
I guess here at WPEN, we've gone public with the fact Bermuda is one of our favorite places in the world, and when we're not visiting there once a year, we like to talk about it. There's a funny story about Bermuda in the paper this morning. Clark DeLeon uncovered something really funny about Bermuda, and I think we'll save this as one of our features for our famous 9 o'clock report when Elaine joins me here on WPEN.
Get the Phillies feeling, see it, hear it, feel it.
Business Person Special, Wednesday, June 22nd at 12:35.
Live it at the vet and feel it.
Here are 3 surefire can't-miss excuses designed to help you get that midweek daytime baseball break. Now mark your calendar. Business Person Special, Wednesday, June 22nd, Phillies and Cubs at 12:35. Now, here are your excuses. I have a lunch appointment at the vet. Or, let's have that staff meeting someplace different on the 22nd, someplace big like the vet. Or, gee, I've got a doctor's appointment at the vet. It's an emergency. Business Person Special. No appointment necessary, but tickets are. So call the Phillies at 463-1000 to be quoted the best seats available. Wednesday, June 22nd, Phils and Cubs at 12:35.
Get the Phillies feeling, got it, get it, at the vet.
Well, that was rather cute, wasn't it? This, on the other hand, is just dead on. Great singing by a great vocalist of a great song. Ella Fitzgerald on WPEN, 23 past 8.
I'm biding my time, 'cause that's the kind of gal I'm. While other folks grow dizzy, I keep busy, biding my time. Next year, something's bound to happen. This year, I'll just keep on napping and biding that winkle guy I'm chasing away flies, how the day flies, biding my time, biding my time, biding my time, biding my time.
Ella Fitzgerald sings a classic Gershwin song, and WPEN early morning listeners never had it better. 8:25, it's traffic time, and here with the Sunoco traffic update is Mr. Walt McDonald.
And good morning once again. It began with a two-vehicle minor accident in that Cockamamie crossover on 202 southbound at Warner Road. That jammed everything up, and then two more cars collided in the left-hand lane on 202 right over the expressway, and it is still jamming traffic, although that crash is gone, so traffic on the expressway is bumper-to-bumper westbound from west of Gulf Mills up to 202. On 950 WPEN for shadow traffic, Walt McDonald with a Sunoco traffic update.
Dive in to Strawbridge and Clothier's Mrs. Swimwear Price Break 88 with 25 to 50% off swimwear for Mrs. Right now, save 25 to 50% on thousands of swimwear styles from Jansen, Rosemary Reed, Robbie Len, and Speedo. At Strawbridge and Clothier, you'll find all of this year's hottest nylon and cotton lycra suits. Save on an incredible selection of bikinis, monokinis, tanks, tunics, bandeaus in brights, pastels, and florals. Find 25 to 50% off the best of La Blanca, Serena, and designer looks from Bill Blass and Gotex. So backstroke, sidestroke, butterfly, over to Strawbridge and Clothier's Swimwear Price Break for Mrs.
Strawbridge and Clothier, oh, what a difference.
Swim on over to Strawbridge and Clothier for 25 to 50% off original prices of Mrs. Swimwear.
The Mills Brothers are next for music, and then it's going to be the early morning team with the 8:30 news on WPEN at 27 minutes past 8. Let's lay in a Name That Song clue. Andy Hopkins, as promised, launched the new game yesterday, and a lot of people had a crack at this. But nobody has named the song so far. You'll have your chance in a while.
Are you bored with the same old domestic crowd? Annoyed with the same old lines and the price of a little fun? Are you ready for a real thrill? Want to steal a Honda? Well, now's your chance. Irvin Green Honda is determined to sell 1,000 cars in the month of June, no matter what. That means you save big bucks, up to $3,000 off dealer list price on the Honda of your choice. Repeat, up to $3,000 off dealer list price on every car in stock. Now that is a steal of a deal. So don't fall for the same old shenanigans. Compare our prices to Ford, Oldsmobile, Buick, or any other Honda dealer in Philadelphia. You'll make out like a bandit at Irvin Green. Irvin Green Honda, America's favorite Honda dealer, 6635 Frankfurt Avenue, Philadelphia.
950 WPEN with Ken Garland, 28 minutes past 8, and here are the Brothers Mills.
Oh, baby, I'm racking my brain to think of a name to give to this tune so very good groove. And maybe old Bing will give it a fling, and then we'll start everyone humming the thing. The melody's done, repeat and repeat, and if you can't swing, it's got a good beat, and that's the main thing to make it complete. Cause everyone's swinging today, so we're gonna do best one. It's not for Sammy K. Hey, 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 it's the best one. It's got to swing and sway, baby. And Mr. Les Brown can make it right now, and Ray Anthony can rock it for me. There's never a doubt you'll knock yourself out whenever you can hear a best one. Oh, baby, I'm racking my brain to think of a name to give to this tune so Perry can cruise. And maybe old Bing will give it a fling, and that will start everyone humming the thing. The melody's done, repeat, repeat, and if you can't swing, it's got a good beat, and that's the main thing to make it complete, cause everyone's swinging today. So we're gonna do best one. It's not for Sammy K. Hey, 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 it's the best one. It's got to swing and sway, baby. And Mr. Les Brown can make it right now, and Ray Anthony, he could rock it for me, no doubt.
Boys and girls, 8:30. It's 8:30 news time now on 950 WPEN.
We've got another sunny and hot day today for the dedication of Wills Eye Hospital's new laser surgery suite. A high today of 95. Sunny and 78 degrees right now. Water restrictions in parts of the Delaware Valley. We'll give you the story after a Sunoco traffic update. And here's Walt McDonald.
Okay, two separate crashes have now been cleared from Highway 202 in the southbound direction at Warner Road and the Schuylkill Expressway, but a massive backup continues. First, the Schuylkill Expressway, bumper-to-bumper driving west of the Gulf Mills on-ramp to 202, and 202 is generally slow from the approach of Devon all the way out to the Schuylkill Expressway. The Norristown toll is okay, and Valley Forge toll is A-okay. We have bumper-to-bumper driving continuing at 95 southbound, approaching Coppin Avenue all the way down through Allegheny and Girard. For Shadow Traffic, Walt McDonald with a Sunoco traffic update.
Because of the dry, hot weather, the Philadelphia Suburban Water Company is asking many of its customers, in Chester County at least, to use water more wisely.
The water restrictions at this time are for the customers of Philadelphia Suburban Water Company and our Great Valley Division, which will include townships like West Bradford, East Bradford, Birmingham, East Goshen, West Goshen, Westtown, West Whiteland, and Pocopson townships.
And water company spokesman Tim Lloyd tells the WPEN morning team that residents in those communities are asked not to water lawns or wash cars. The restrictions, at least for now, are voluntary.
And for the first time in nearly a month, it has rained in parts of Illinois, Michigan, Indiana. A half an inch of rain fell in some areas, but one forecaster says it would have to rain like that every 3 days for a month to ease the drought that's gripping the nation's midsection.
In news closer to home, the Philadelphia murder trial of accused killer Gary Heidnik continues today. In opening arguments, the defense attorney for the North Philadelphia man admits his client did kidnap 6 women and kill 2 of them, but he did so, the attorney says, because he is insane.
Media lawyer Paul Patchell has a preliminary hearing in about an hour on charges stemming from the hit-run deaths a week and a half ago of 2 women on Baltimore Pike in Middletown Township.
WPEN early morning news time is 8:32. The New Jersey Senate has passed 2 bills intended to reform the auto insurance system in the Garden State and lower premiums. However, as WPEN's Gene Dillard reports, the legislation is not expected to receive serious consideration in the Assembly.
2 bills designed to reduce insurance industry profits, limit lawsuits, abolish expensive mandatory coverage, and eliminate fraud have been narrowly approved by the New Jersey Senate. The sponsor, Senator Raymond Lesniak, says drivers in the state will save on their premiums.
These bills will cut the cost of auto insurance in the state of New Jersey by $200 to $300 a car.
The bills are likely to die in the state assembly, though, where Republican leaders don't accept Lesniak's estimates on cost savings and are supporting a different plan. In Trenton, Gene Dillard, WPEN News.
The Pennsylvania Senate has proposed an $11 billion budget for the fiscal year, which begins in just 10 days. Governor Casey is critical of the plan, but still he says it's a start.
I certainly am happy that the effort was made to put this budget together. It's a way wide of the mark, but at least it's a beginning. The process is now open, and there is a basis for reasonable dialogue.
Casey does not like the idea the Republicans are calling for tax cuts.
In other news, President Reagan's last economic summit as chief executive is expected to end on a harmonious note later today. The leaders of 7 nations meeting in Canada and participating in a 3-day summit say global trade is crucial for the future.
Inflation figures for the month of May are due out today, and economists predict rising consumer costs again. We'll take a look at sports with Vince Papali again. And a sunny forecast next. WPEN Early Morning News Time, 8:34.
The sun is high, the beaches are packed. So Boyd's Philadelphia is taking off for the summer, taking up to 40% off throughout the store. So right now, during the summer sale at Boyd's, you'll find the season's greatest savings on Philadelphia's largest selection of fine men's clothing. Get Xenia and Armani for less money. Save a bundle on Burberry's and Kilgore French and Stanbury, and pay less for Ralph Lauren and Hickey Freeman. In fact, you'll save up to 40% on business wear, sportswear, activewear, nearly everywhere Boyd's has to offer. And custom alterations and valet parking are still being offered free of charge. So visit Boyd's now during the summer sale, while you can save up to 40% on a splendid summer wardrobe and still have 100% of the summer left to wear it. Boyd's, Philadelphia's world-class men's store. Open Monday through Saturday, 9:30 to 6, Wednesday until 9.
Mr. Papali looks like he was dressed by Boyd's sportswear department this morning. Boy, they all look that neat out there at Ron's Eagle's Nest.
Oh, this is going to change. The shorts go on. I'm going to be ready for the heat. Yeah,
I was wondering about that hot pink polo shirt. Well, anyway, just a couple of minutes here, and Vince will be following his heart out to the tees and rolling fairways of the Eagle's Nest, where another benefit golf tournament's going to take place today in blazing heat.
Such a tease.
It'll be fun. It's going to be for some local charities, and it's at Ron Jaworski's Eagle's Nest. A lot of guys will be there, and I'm sure Ron wouldn't mind if anybody came out and spent their money at Mulligan's too, Ken.
That would be a great food is wonderful. We've had some good meals out there.
Yeah, so you would love it if you came out. They didn't love it at the Vet last night. The Phils came home, and the Cubs' Jamie Moyer was having a homecoming. Hometown team lost 7-2. The homeboy got his 4th win of the year, a 4-hitter. His team won their 5th game in a row, again to score 7-2. Now, Moyer from Satterton High and St. Joe's got off to a shaky start in the first inning, giving the Phils a 2-0 lead, thanks to a Mike Schmidt RBI and Lance Parrish home run, his 11th. But then Moyer settled in, retired 20 of his next 21 batters, and his mates, meanwhile, broke a 2-2 tie in the 5th inning, scoring 4 runs, and they cruised to the win. So tonight they'll try it again at the Vet for the second game of this 3-game series. David Palmer on the mound for the Phillies. And some history is going to be made on August 8th between the Phillies and the Cubs. You see, at Chicago's Wrigley Field, they will play the first night game ever there. They haven't announced the starters yet for that one. There was a full schedule in the National League. Here's your scores. It was the Expos over the Cardinals 3-2. The Pirates beating up on the Mets 8-5. Reds over the Astros 2-1. Dodgers beating the Braves 7-3. And Padres over the Giants 2-1. In the American League, Red Sox 14. Cleveland Indians 7. Toronto over Baltimore 5-2. Detroit beats the Yankees 2-1 in 10 innings. California beating Minnesota 6-5. Chicago over the Kansas City Royals 5-3. Oakland beating the Milwaukee Brewers 5-4, and the Rangers over the Mariners 4-3. We're talking about golf at Brookline. They did a little yesterday. They played 18 playoff holes at the for the Open title. That's because Curtis Strange, the Virginian, and Nick Faldo, the Briton, were tied after a regulation 72-hole Sunday. Strange beat the heat, the winds and pressure, and took his first major title, shooting a par 71 for the Open title. He won it by 4 strokes over Faldo. The NBA's final game is tonight at the Fabulous Forum, and word's out that the Pistons' Isaiah Thomas might be out with a sprained ankle. The big question here is who's going to sip the champagne. I don't think it's a question whether Thomas is going to play. I almost guarantee he'll be there for Game 7. And NASCAR driver Bobby Allison's doing much better now in a Pocono hospital after his crash in the Pocono 500 Sunday. And my mom is also doing fine, Ken and Elaine and Art at Riddle Hospital.
All
right. She was admitted the other day, and she's doing just great.
Hey, keep going, Mom.
Hang in there, Ma.
Yes, please.
You're doing great. Hey, Vince, a listener called me to remind me to point out to you, we hadn't mentioned it, that first game under the lights at Wrigley Field.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware that that's being played on 8/8/88? I bet you didn't think of that.
Playing that number that day, that's for sure.
That's going to be the date.
That's it.
8/8/88, which doesn't occur but every few hundred years. So that's going to add some historic significance to that game.
Great.
Okay. Now, while you go off for a successful day at golf, we hope. Listen to this. This is great. Elaine and I are going to be visiting a lady named Sue Baseman, who has a well-known and highly regarded women's clothing shop on Old York Road in Jenkintown. She's going to be coming on the radio with us, and we're going to be telling everybody about Sue Baseman's shop. So we're going to go over and meet her. Now, this is we're turning Elaine loose in one of the in one of the fine ladies' fashion shops of Delaware Valley, and what's going to be the result of that?
I don't know. All I know is that I felt real intimidated the idea we were going to a nice women's store today.
Why
so
is
I went out and I bought a dress to wear to go to the store. Now that is really.
She went to Loman's to buy a dress to visit Sue Baseman.
And I know that's wacky.
At least you could have done is bought the dress there, right on the spot. Well, she'll sell you another dress, I don't doubt.
We'll see. In the meantime, at 9 o'clock, women want hard bodies, but men want soft. So we're having a dispute there.
Yeah, that is a problem.
It really is. And also we're going to talk about how we waste our time.
Oh.
Just waste our time.
All right, yes. Speaking for yourself, please.
Wait a minute. Let me give you an example. Do you know you spend 6 months of your life waiting for the light to change? Things like that.
Boy.
That's going to be depressing. And talking about depressing.
Wow. The weather?
Yeah.
The weather, it's hot. We've got a sunny and hot day. Again, today and tomorrow, highs both days, 95. Clear tonight with a low 75. Humidity right now is 82%. Hazy sunshine already, 78 degrees. At 20 before 9, 840.
Well, this calls for right turn on any color. For Ken Garland, Elaine Sonsidi, Vince Papali, Walt McDonald, Gene Dillard, and the entire early morning team. Only kidding. I'm Art Andrews, 950 WPEN News.
Art doesn't get much to say, but he certainly makes it count for very little. 20 minutes before 9 from 950 WPEN.
You're my everything underneath the sun. You're my everything rolled up into one.
You're my only dream, my only real reality.
You're my idea of a perfect personality. You're my everything I need. You're the song I sing and the book I read. You're a way beyond belief, and just to make it breathe. You're my winter, summer, spring, my everything.
You're my everything, everything I need. You're the song I sing and the book I read.
You're a way beyond belief, and just to make it breathe.
You're my winter, summer, spring. You're the song I always sing.
You're my winter, summer, spring, my everything.
Cool, calm, collected, and romantic music for a hot day. 17 before 9 on WPEN.
If you're like me, you go to Atlantic City to get entertained. But some of these new places charge you so much, it's hard to enjoy the show, if you can see it. Usually the tickets that are left are in the bleachers. But that's not the way it used to be in Atlantic City. Entertainment used to be intimate and friendly, like a cozy nightclub. Well, that's the way it still is at the Claridge, because the Claridge is a classic. You can stroll into the Celebrity Cabaret and laugh a little, sing a little, and maybe even cry a little when the torch singer comes out. And at the Claridge, you get to meet the entertainment. It's the classic way. That's the way they still entertain you in the Celebrity Cabaret. Hey, pal, who's at the Celebrity Cabaret?
Singer Buddy Greco with comedian London Lee, June 21st through July 3rd.
Take it from me, they'll show you a good time, a classic time. So get to the Claridge, the Atlantic City Classic.
Well, here's a class act all the time. How about you, Walt, with a Sunoco traffic update?
Signal lights have been cleared for a while to see that the two traffic crashes on 202 southbound around Warner Road in King of Prussia, but still sluggish on 202 as well as Expressway approaching that location. In Plymouth Township, still bumper to bumper on Chemical Road heading down toward Germantown Pike. Right now, the Chopper is over 95 southbound, where traffic still generally sluggish, approaching the Betsy Ross Bridge through the area of Allegheny and Cattle Hill. On southbound to Coney Street, passing the old Frankfurt Arsenal, very, very slow, heading down toward Aramingo Avenue. Foreshadow traffic, Walt McDonald with the Sunoco traffic update.
The sun can burn hot on the beaches of Saint-Tropez, yet the women have no fear of exposing almost every inch of their bodies. Bain de Soleil with ultra sun protection up to SPF 30 for a luxurious tan that's never at the expense of beautiful skin. Indulge in Bain de Soleil. In Saint-Tropez, why wear anything else? Bain de Soleil, elegant skincare for the sun.
I've got a beautiful luxury car waiting for you for just $45 a day.
I'm Avis, and my goal is pleasing you. I'm Avis, taking pride in what I do.
I'm always trying harder to do something special for you, and now I've got a beautiful luxury car for just $45 a day. I'm Avis.
Availability and rates may vary in some cities. Call Avis for details.
I'm Avis, trying harder than the rest because I'm Avis.
Earlier this morning, we announced, it wasn't a big revelation because Joe Niagara did it in the late afternoon yesterday, but we re-announced the first 4 winners of the Phillies contest that Joe is running, and all told, there'll be 20 WPEN winners of Phillies tickets announced on the Joe Niagara Show, and one of them, the grand prize winner at the end of the week, gets the Prism Super Box for a dozen of their friends, and the 950 family will be visiting on Saturday, July 2nd, to see the Cincinnati Reds in town to play the Phils, and we're going to have a lot of good stuff, good food and good fun for the grand prize winner. So be listening for Joe Niagara between 3 and 7, that is, in the late afternoon today, and he'll be announcing 4 more winners, of which you may be one. 13 minutes before 9 on 950 WPEN, our man with a band this morning is Ray Anthony, and some sweet swinging arrangements by Billy May. A lot of Gershwin music this morning, almost one every half hour. I don't know why. It just came out that way. Nothing wrong with that. Ray Anthony's high-flying trumpet, the band, and Love walked in on 950 WPEN at 10 minutes before 9. And when summer walks in or makes its appearance, a lot of smart ladies hundreds, perhaps thousands of them walk out of the house lugging fur coats and fur jackets and suedes and leathers and cloths, and they make their way to Zinman because that's the smart thing to do. Home air conditioning will not protect your furs from drying out or from moths, heat, fire, or theft. Zinman's humidity-controlled vaults will protect that considerable investment of yours. No matter where you purchase your fur, cloth coat, or leather, listen, don't be reticent to bring it into Zinman because they'll treat it like their own, no matter whose label is in it. They'll treat it with professional, tender, loving care, and it costs you only $15 for the year at Zinman. And while you are there, look over the biggest June sale ever going on now. Zinman's going to be closing in a couple of weeks for the entire month of July. So in addition to getting your storage in there, they want to help you, if you like, into a new fur for fall and winter to come. If you really want to own a fine garment that you need for next winter, this is the time to buy while it's hot, off-season, during Zinman's June clothing sale. Included are over 300 sample furs from Zinman's 1989 Advanced Collection, and 450 furs are on sale for under $1,000, and you will surely find the right fur for you, and surely at the right price, because this is the big pre-closing sale at Zinman. 2 locations, Malton Crossing Shopping Center, Route 73 in Malton, New Jersey, and their own factory showrooms on Admiral Wilson Boulevard, where Elaine and I will be doing a drop-in about 3 o'clock on Thursday afternoon, and maybe we'll see some of you there.
2 jazz pioneers bring their music to the Mellon Jazz Festival.
Don't worry.
The awe-inspiring vocals of Bobby McFerrin.
Be happy.
The piano brilliance of Dave Brubeck.
Don't worry, be happy.
June 21st at the Academy of Music. Dave Brubeck. His swinging improvisations and distinctive sound have made him a jazz favorite for generations. And when it comes to vocal improvisations, there's only one, Bobby McFerrin. Bobby McFerrin, the sensational one-man band, and Dave Brubeck, the classic jazz pianist. Tuesday, June 21st. Tickets at the Academy of Music and Ticketron, or charge them. Call 215-735-5266 and be part of the fabulous Mellon Jazz Festival.
You ever catch that Bobby McFerrin act? He's like a one-man band with his mouth. Mostly sunny and hot today and tomorrow. You want to hear this? Okay, well, we have to do it. High every once in a while. High temperature both days, Tuesday and Wednesday, about 95 degrees, clear and warm. The low 75 overnight. It'll be a little cooler and bright at the shore and in the Poconos. The winds are southwest at 8 miles per hour. The humidity is 82%, and with hazy sunshine, it's 78. If our pal that you hear about every once in a while in the morning, Ben Santoro of Richard Bennett Clothing, is around in town and listening this morning, this is one of his favorites, so this is for him and Susan and the rest of the gang at Richard Bennett on WPEN.
New York on Sunday, big city taking a nap. Slow down, it's Sunday, life's a ball, let it fall in your lap. If you got trouble, just take them out for a walk. They'll burst like bubbles in the fun of a Sunday in New York. You can spend time without spending a dime, watching people watch people pass. Later you pause and in one of those stores, there's that face next to yours in the glass. 2 hearts stop beating, you're both too breathless to speak. Love smiles a greeting, then the dream that has seen you through the week comes true on Sunday in New York. New York on Sunday, big city taking a nap. Slow down, it's Sunday, life's a ball, let it fall in your lap. And if you've got trouble, go take them out for a walk. They'll burst like bubbles in the fun of a Sunday in New York. You can spend time without spending a dime, watching people watch people pass. Later you pause and in one of those stores, there's that face next to hearts stop beating. You're both too breathless to speak. Love smiles a greeting, then the dream that has seen you through the week comes true on Sunday in New York. Comes true on Sunday in New York.
East side, west side, all around the town. That's Bobby Darin. I put that on cassette for Ben Santoro. Now all I got to do is find a way to get it over to him. He'll be playing it in the store day and night. 5 minutes before 9 on WPEN. Walt McDonald with another Tuesday Sunoco traffic update.
Okay, thank you, Ken. Police in Cherry Hill, New Jersey have just closed down a section of Haddonfield Road near Maple. A couple vehicles involved in the crash, one of the vehicles overturning. Southbound on Tacony Street near the I-95 ramps near Aramingo. Disabled tractor-trailer right-hand lane causing backup there and gridlock around the Taconian Bridge and Aramingo. We still have bumper-to-bumper driving on 95 in the city of Philadelphia. It is bumper-to-bumper beginning on the approach to the Betsy Ross Bridge to Vine Cattle Hill, and extremely slow conditions on the Schuylkill Expressway continues eastbound approaching the Montgomery Drive area through 30th Street. On 950 WPEN for Shadow Traffic, Walt McDonald with a Sunoco traffic update.
Hello there. We've been saying only Butin has more paint, and this has caused some confusion. So let's sort that out, shall we? In saying only Butin has more paint, we don't mean more M-O-R-E as in much more paint. We mean more capital M-O-O-R-E as in top-rated Benjamin Moore paint. It's a play on words. Rather clever, and lets you know that Butin alone offers this top-quality, internationally known paint. Of course, by exclusively carrying more capital M-O-O-R-E as in Benjamin Moore paint, Butin does, after a fashion, offer more M-O-R-E as in much more paint, because if other stores don't have more, they obviously have less. Well, there it is then, and I sincerely hope you'll be using more capital M-O-O-R-E paint, which not coincidentally comes in many more colors. And may I add, remember to ask for it by name. You'll always get more for your money, but only at Butin.
The paint and paper people.
Benjamin Moore's Moore Wood Stain is now on sale at Butin.
At Meta, we're not interested in developing cameras. So while other copier companies are busy creating cameras that take lovely snapshots, we're busy creating copiers that make sharp, clear copies. The fact is, in a recent survey by What to Buy for Business, Meta ranked higher in copy quality than Ricoh, Minolta, or Canon. So call 1-800-ABC-MITA and see how good copies can look when they're from a copier company with a single focus. Meta, all we make are great copiers.
Well, we're going to trundle you along here to our 9 o'clock report, which even at this moment we are preparing, sort of filling in. We got the edges done now. We're working toward the middle. We'll have a couple of interesting and perhaps amusing things for you in a couple of minutes. Elaine and I will. Here on 950 WPEN, it's 78 degrees with hazy sunshine at 2 minutes before 9. Here's a song from Tommy Edwards, a memorable called Please Mr. Sun. Like, please Mr. Sun, turn it off.
Talk to her, please, Mr. Sun. Speak to her, Mr. Rainbow. And take her under your branches, Mr. Tree. Whisper to her, Mr. Wind. Sing to her, Mr. Sun. Babble to her, Mr. Brook. Kiss her for me, Miss Raindrop. And what's to see they all do. Please, Mr. Sun.
The station of the stars. WPEN, Philadelphia.
It certainly is. 9 o'clock.
And we're certainly going to have another hot, blistering day today, going up to about 95. Right now, hazy sunshine, 78 degrees. As I, King Jordan, the first deaf president of Gallaudet University, attends graduation ceremonies for students at the Pennsylvania School for the Deaf right here on Schoolhouse Lane. This edition of the 9 o'clock report is brought to you by Clement Communications. And we've got some voluntary water restrictions for parts of Chester County. But first, Sunoco traffic, and here's Walt McDonald. Walt.
Traffic crash right now. Cherry Hill, New Jersey has a section of Haddonfield Road blocked at Maple. Disabled tractor-trailer jamming traffic on southbound Tacony Street at Aramingo. That truck is in the right-hand lane. Traffic is backed up there, plus some gridlock around the intersections of Tacony and Bridge. Nearby, 95 still generally very, very slow from the Allegheny, Girard, and the Vine-Cal Hill region. We have an accident on the Boulevard extension southbound, south of 9th. A vehicle up the embankment there. For shadow traffic, Walt McDonald, Sunoco traffic update.
Voluntary water restrictions are in effect this morning until further notice for residents of parts of Chester County, including West and East Bradford, Birmingham, East and West Goshen, Westtown, West Whiteland, and Pocopson. That means no watering your lawns or washing your cars, filling pools, or even watering the pavements. But once again, these are voluntary water restrictions. The nation's midsection, meantime, is still crumbling under this severe drought with no relief in sight. And it's day 2 of the bizarre House of Horrors Gary Heidnik case. Heidnick's lawyer says his client is guilty of raping, torturing, and murdering women, but that he's insane and should not be held accountable for his crimes. 9:50 WPEN early morning time is 9:02.
Oh, wait a minute. Can I correct something for just a moment before we continue here?
It depends. You're going to make me look bad?
No, I'm not going to. No, I'm going to make myself look bad.
Why?
Well, I was guilty of a bit of misinformation. At 8:30, I was referring to the fact, Vince was talking about the first game under the lights at Wrigley Field in Chicago is going to take place on August 8th, and I pointed out that was an historic date for more than one reason. It would be 8/8/88, and I said that only occurs every couple hundred years, and I was under that impression. I was wrong. Somebody called and corrected me. It occurs every 11 years. As a matter of fact, I assume, without working this out, that any given date that you can think of occurs approximately every 11 years, with the exception of leap years or...
Oh, all right. See, it gets pretty tricky in there.
I don't know how that works.
Don't do that, because you're going to get behind the 8 ball.
But it's every 11 years. So
all right,
I imagine there were a lot of listeners that were listening to me give out that erroneous information that were really suffering. So
are you going to make yourself look bad? No, that's great.
I don't mind. It doesn't bother me.
I think it's great.
Yeah,
okay, thank you for that.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what anyone plans to do with their time today, but we have a couple of interesting facts here. And this comes from, where does it come? A consulting firm with some statistics on how we spend or waste our time. The average American spends 6 months of his life waiting for the light to change. You spend 8 months opening junk mail. 5 years of your life is spent in line waiting.
Boy, is this depressing.
But on the other side of this, listen to this. The average working couple spends only 4 minutes a day in meaningful conversation.
It's getting more depressing.
And only 4 seconds talking to their children. What do you say in 4 seconds? Go to your room.
Go to your room. That's it. Absolutely. Nice going there. Life isn't short enough. We have to have somebody remind us of how we throw it away. Okay. What's one of your favorite places in the whole world?
You mean around the world in terms of traveling?
Yeah, we all know what it is.
Spain.
Well, that's one of them.
Italy.
Well, that's one of them, too.
Monte Carlo.
Well, we'll spend the rest of the day here. I refer to Bermuda.
Oh, okay.
Clark DeLeon uncovered something that he put in the paper this morning. Anybody that hasn't seen this, and especially you got to hear this. I will read you verbatim from Clark's column. Where do people in Bermuda go when they want to get away from the hustle and bustle of sun, sand, surf, and soothing sea breezes? Where do you suppose Bermudians go?
Holy Toledo, they go to South Carolina. I don't know.
They go to Philadelphia.
Get away.
No fooling. There's an ad for a travel agency's tour package that appeared in the travel section of one of Bermuda's newspapers, the Royal Gazette. And this is the ad that's directed at native Bermudians. It says, Philadelphia shopping spree, departing Bermuda Thursday, the 10th of November, 1988, and returning to Bermuda Monday the 14th. 5 days, 4 nights, a fully escorted tour of Philadelphia. And what is it that Bermudians want to see when they come to Philadelphia on a shopping spree? The ad continues. Get this. This is great. Round-trip transfers to 3 malls and 4 nights at the Radisson Cherry Hill Inn.
Oh, that means they're going to the Cherry Hill Mall.
Isn't that great? And the Moorestown Mall and Echelon or something like that. And they're going to hole up at the Cherry Hill Inn.
I think that's true.
Without any additional comment.
They say anything about the King of Prussia Mall or the gallery in Center City?
No, not a word about that.
That's fun. That's fun.
Well, whoever the travel agent is that placed this ad, they obviously have never been to Bermuda. But anyway, the less said about that, the better.
Okay, and after this break, I'm going to tell you about the kind of condition we want to be in.
As opposed to...
the kind of condition we are
Yes.
in.
If you're not selling the best product available, come to Clement Communications Open House. Their product leaves the competition behind. Clement Communications is a leading publisher of employee development programs and is searching for experienced sales professionals who are tired of selling mediocre products. They also provide entry-level opportunities for sales trainees. The open house will be on Tuesday, June 21st from 7 to 9 p.m. It's for you to learn more about Clement. If you have 2 or more years of successful business-to-business sales experience or are just starting out in sales, Clement will help you develop your skills through a paid training program and management support. An outstanding income and benefits package is also provided. To reserve your place at the open house, please call Clement Communications at 459-4200. That's Tuesday, June 21st from 7 to 9 p.m. Call Clement Communications today, 459-4200. Their products and sales training are second to none.
And now,
a new Gallup poll is out for the American Health magazine. It'll be out in July, August, and it shows that only 35% of women want to be thin, and only 29% of the men want to be thin.
I don't believe that.
This is what they polled 1,000 people.
Well, that was a waste of time and money because I just don't believe that.
The editor says that women are less crazed with the idea of being thin than they have been in the past, but instead they are turning to muscles as the ideal. 48% of the men and 40% of the women want a muscular look. And the more educated the woman, the more muscle she wants. 65% of the women say they want a hard body, but the men don't want the women to have a hard body. They want them to have a soft body.
Well, that I believe.
Average woman is 5'3.5" tall, weighing 135 pounds, wearing a size 10 or 12.
Yeah.
The average man is 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing
That's me.
172 pounds.
That's about right.
Medium with shoulders and chest.
I see.
So there.
Oh, boy. That was really indispensable. I have a poem this morning. Mr. William Rallick of Hamilton, New Jersey has checked in here. He said, recently I entered a poetry contest in the Sunday edition of the Courier Post. That's the Camden paper. I submitted a poem titled Spring and received a letter from the World of Poetry located in California that I was to be awarded the Golden Poet Award for 1988 in Anaheim, California on August 27th.
And he's one of he's one of us.
He's one of our people.
Wonderful.
He says, however, he can't afford the trip. So as he's got to be kidding. Well, that's possible, I suppose. Anyway, here's one of his latest. Bill Rallick has submitted it. We hear from a lot of amateur poets that eventually get their due, get some recognition. Bill Rallick on the subject of time lost. Somewhere, somehow along the way, I lost an hour in the day. Then I lost a precious minute. Clear-headed thinking wasn't in it. Finally, a second lost in haste. Oh, what a terrible, shameful waste. To think how time in foolishness is spent. No wonder all this discontent. If we gave thought in time to plan or how to help our fellow man, think of the feeling that would dwell inside. Warmth in your heart, aglow with pride. Life can be serene, sublime, with well-placed footprints on the sands of time. That's an award winner right there. I give that one the Kenny Garland
That's
stamp
so
of
good.
approval.
I think that WPEN management should...